Hi guys, welcome back to a continuation of the video I made previously where it was sunny and warm and gorgeous. Well, this is the day after, and as you can see, one day makes a huge difference here in Melbourne. We went from sunshine and beautiful warm weather to rain clouds and extremely windy. We've had a heck of a lot of wind, and I haven't even gone around to check for any damage, but I suspect there'll be a lot of banana leaves damaged. Okay, I wanted to show you some of the progress here in the front yard with the tropicals, as it's November now, and November is the peak season for growth, November to March in Melbourne. So we're going to begin with the white sapotes. A lot of growth on all of these. I mean, it's needless to say, right? It's full on all around. It's very windy still. We got gusts up to 65 kilometers an hour overnight. But it's still warmish, 22 Celsius, which is pretty good. But it's going to be cold and wet for the remainder of the week. So that's why I wanted to get these videos out for you guys. The lemon guava is starting to set the flower buds. It's been setting for almost a month. I don't know why they haven't opened. They should have been opened by now. Maybe because it's cold, right? It's been really cold. See how they're just standing there and waiting? They're waiting like me. Waiting for warmth. We're exactly the same. We have the same mindset. Passion fruit flowers, a lot more coming, of course. The first Grumichama blooms are literally hours away. You can see here, right? These are ready. Again, they're waiting for warmth. See how they're ready to, how they're white and ready to flush open. That's the Grumichama, which I've had for 8 years. Yep, it takes 8 years, guys, for Grumichama to get to the 2-meter mark. And the same with the lemon guava, 8 years. Well, that's over 2 meters now. It's maybe 2.2 meters, but I keep trimming it. The banana can mango doesn't have any signs of new growth yet. We're still waiting for him to wake up from winter, but I'm sure he'll do that sometime in November. Lots and lots of young fruit on the white sapote. This is the Hawaiian Supreme, right? It's loaded, as you can see. The Indian guava has got all its new growth back. You can see that. The kumquat full on. Oh, there's one sign of the last night's wind. The chair, it's a good indicator. Waiting on the vista. White sapote. A lot of white sapote on the Vernon. It's probably got about 20 or more. It's all scruffy and messy from the wind. I usually take off the yellow leaves, give it to the bananas. The Hicks fancy. The birds keep eating the mulberries as they turn, because I can't net these guys. It's too much of a big job. There's the snails hanging out. Right? So what I do with the snails, I just pass them onto the mulch there so they can feed on the mulch, the lawn clippings. Yeah, the Hicks Fancy is loaded, but the birds are here every morning like clockwork at 6 AM when I'm sleeping. I'm not going to cover the tree. This is the Wilson, also loaded with young fruit. Look at that. Look what's going on in there. Looks like it's going to be a crazy crop this year. We might have to stay home this winter to eat all these Wilson white Sapote. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It took the year off last year. Took it off. So now we're going to get literally 200, at least 200 Wilson white Sapote. I wish I could get the mangoes to grow like this. Darn it. This is such an easy tree to grow here. And it loves the cold. It loves the cold. A tropical tree that adores the cold. Huh? Real cold. I mean down to 0. Even -0. I netted the red shatut. The first ones are coming. They should be ready by the 2nd week of November. Oops. I found a weakness. See guys? I've got to fix that up. Birds love weaknesses. Huh? That's how they get in. So I've got to just cover that and put another clip. The Mexican cream. It's got all this new growth coming. This Persimmon has really surprised me. It's almost as tall as me after only 1 year in the ground. 1 year, guys. Look at it. It's 1.4 meters tall. That's the 20th century Suruga. It's loaded with fruits too. It's got at least 50. Wow. I'm gonna have to remove almost all of them. Otherwise the tree will just snap. The carob, I don't know when these will be ready. It's looking like December. There's about a dozen there. Pretty happy with that. Waiting for the new ones to come. The purple guava, which I gave a slight trim underneath because they were touching the ground. I don't like that. I always remove anything touching the ground. Planted the new Peruvian apple cactus. 2 of them, one here and one further down. The white cherry moya, Dr. White, has woken up. Sugarcane, plantain, or Tonga banana. I think it's a plantain type of banana. Could be wrong. The figs here, nice and big fat figs. Still waiting for that China pear guava to wake up. It's still sleeping from winter. No life yet. Hope it's not dead. I've got a backup though. One of 2 new avocados. This is the bacon, and I think that one is the, I can't even remember what it is. Shepherd. Right. There's the other white cherry moya, which woke up first. Oh, it's even got a little fruitlet, or a little flower bud, I should say. There you go. Wow, looks like it's going to be a good one. Dwarf Ducasse banana. The dragon fruit. There's the other Peruvian apple. I just put those guys in last week. The loquat seedling there. I want to trim that so it doesn't go out sideways. I want it to go up. The big bananas here, which I transplanted 2 years ago from those ones down there. was a successful transplant, as you could see. The pluot or plumcot is loaded this year with way over 100 fruit. Bumper crop, never had more than 20, or yeah, 20 the most. This year looks like, wow, 120 or more. I don't know how we're gonna eat all these. And the funny thing is, the birds don't touch the plumcots, the pluots, but they touch the plums. Crazy, huh? Try to figure that one out. What's wrong with these birds? And this is just as tasty as the plums. Exactly the same, no difference. So go figure what's in the mind of the birds. The banana's here waiting for a new rack to come. Hasn't come yet, coming soon. The passion fruit again, doing really good. The pomelo and namroy, super loaded with flowers, right? But I want to see height. I want to see height on this bad boy, not just flowers and fruit. But it's really grown well in the last 3 years. It's doubled in size. The custard apple, as you've seen lately, still waiting for those two guys there. I think there's one more, yep, and a third one here. So we have 3 big fatsos. Actually, that one over there looks like it might be ready. It's turned yellow. All right, let's have a look here. Yellow, but still hard. That one is yellow and hard. Yep, still have to wait another week. And there's one hiding under here, a little one. Yeah. So now the leaves are starting to come off. You can always help the custard apple by pulling off its leaves to encourage the new growth to come. That growth there, see that? There. And so on. The Bowen seedling mango, which I did not cover over winter, I did the sides only, remember, around, is waiting for the heat, just like I am. He's waiting for the temperatures to climb above 25. We've only had one day over 25 Celsius for the whole month of October, and that just doesn't cut it. Right, 20, 21, 22 is nice, but for mangoes they want 25 to 30. So there is some kind of movement here, right? But really, guys, that's just teasing. That's just a tease. They need heat. Mangoes love heat, just like I do. Ugh. The white Sapote still hasn't done much as far as fruit production. It's produced a lot of leaves though, but no fruit as such. Yeah, still waiting for fruit. A lot of leaves on the white Sapote. The dwarf, so-called dwarf apricot, even though it's over 3 meters tall, they call it a dwarf. That's loaded. Hard to see them because they're green, but there's over 100 apricots, maybe 150. The black Sapote is getting bigger, still tiny though. Very, very tiny. These should be ready by Christmas, December, January, but they're gonna be tiny. But I'm not complaining, guys. We're learning, right? It's a learning curve. What I learned was to thin these out. If there was half the amount of black Sapotes, they would have been this big by now. At least twice as big. The Wampee, it's got its flush going, right? It's a little behind this year. Usually by November it's already set young fruitlets, but it's still flowering. Actually hasn't even started to bloom out, but that's all right. It's a beautiful tree. There's the Wilson white Sapote there, the only one that we have, but next year we're gonna have 201. That's how the Wilson works. The pomegranates that I have in pots, I'm surprised I didn't get smashed in the wind like they did last year. Last year they both snapped from the wind because this is an open area. So when you get a wind gust, it's like bang, bang, see you later. And I think the reason they have held is because the trunk has thickened to double the size that it was this time last year. That's the Rosavaya. This should have really been in the ground, but I got nowhere to plant them, guys. And this one here is the, I mean, I do have places to plant them, but there's no sun. This is the Azerbaijan. That pomegranates need sun. I can't just put them down there underneath the trees. You can't shade them. They need sun, full sun. They're like mangoes. Mangoes need full sun too. What else can I show you guys? The first pineapple guava flowers have bloomed this week, right? The very end of October, beginning of November. So this is going to be one big show of flowers through November. A new banana bunch has come, or banana rack as we call it here. So that's banana bunch number 2. I showed you the one at the back, and there's one here in the front in the driveway. Guys, very easy to get bananas in Melbourne. One of the easiest things to do, but it takes 3 years from the day that you plant the first one. Remember, I've had this corm, they're called corms, root system. I've had it here for 6 to 7 years. 6 to 7 years, yeah. That's why it's fruiting every year. So let's just wrap it up now at the Glen Mango down at the end. We've got all the other pineapple guavas here. The West Indies lime. It's an amazing tree, this one, but very thorny. Look at the thorns on this. Not a friendly citrus at all. Be advised. Very, very dangerous. If you don't like thorns, keep away from this key lime, they call it in America, the key lime. And waiting for the Suriname cherry to do something. Again, it's teasing me. It's shooting out little flower buds like this one. But they're dropping, guys. They're dropping. They're not forming. Here you go, there's some more there. See them? The flowers are coming, but they're not forming fruit. Even though the temperatures now are stable, between 18 and 22. That should be adequate. For a cherry tree, gosh. I mean, the Grumichama doesn't seem to mind. And they're in the same category. They're all tropical cherries. Can you feel the wind? You probably can't feel it, but I sure can. There's something going on here too. With a Suriname cherry. Pitanga is the other name it has. And more pineapple guava blooms coming. Feijoa, they like to call it in New Zealand. And here, guys, we wrap it up with the Glen Mango, which hasn't done much at all. Still waiting for the heat. These are heat-loving trees. Forget about 18, 16, 20. That's enough for it to start waking up. That's just to wake up. But to actually lift off, they need 25 and above. And they ain't getting it. They're not getting the 25s, guys. High 20s. It's not happening. That's the problem. They're waiting, I'm waiting, everyone's waiting. Except people who don't like the heat. They can't stand it. They actually lock themselves up in the house all summer. Weird human beings. Alright, there you go. And that's it, guys. That's a wrap on the beginning of November. And the movement of the tropicals at Fruitopia on this yucky day. We're gonna get a lot of rain this first week of November, as you can see. But the beauty of spring remains. Look at that. Huh? How beautiful is that? Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with more after this break. Yeah. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye bye guys.